Place means a location or a space that we are using. Place could be in a building, on a plane. What place are you in? It can be where we fit. I'm going to ask you to form a line by your height. What place or where do you fit? I see. We're on Earth. We are on Earth. I love that answer. That is a place. We can actually call it our place. So you are maybe at the end of the line. That is our place. You might be the last of the line. You might be in the middle of the line. That is a place. Place can be where you fit over a long period of time. You make a circle facing each other where all of the family members who came before you and their fathers and mothers and their grandparents and their elders. How can you honor those who came before you to better understand your place? Do. Yes, very good. Maybe. Very nice. I love it. For those who are coming after us, what can we do to help them feel like they have a place with us? Place is where we fit. Place is where we belong.
Now is think about what Mr. Lazos has mentioned. Those of us who are here heard this about tree rings and how the rings start. There's a center of the ring when the ring is born, but every year the tree grows, the rings get added on a tree, and it'll tell you how old it is. And on a good year, the tree will grow lots, and on a bad year, when there's not enough sun, not enough water or fire, or the tree can't get its food, it'll still grow, but not very big. They have to nourish from the ground, so they eat the minerals from the ground. So that's why they have roots. The roots supply the food to the tree. I'm going to do something on the board. I don't want you to follow along. I'm going to put some circles out. And I think I'm just going to start like kind of making 4 donuts. And we'll go from there. Who in your family would be now? What would the now be? That would be you. So I'm going to write me right here. That's me. I'm right there. And who came before me? Immediately. Where did I come from?
Parents.
My mom and dad. So I can put parents right here, right? And who came before my mom and dad?
Grandma and Grandpa.
My grandma and grandpa. And we can put grandparents right here, right? And we can keep going. I can. And who came before my grandparents?
Great-great-grandparents.
Great-great-grandparents. Right? And I could keep going. But you know, the further back we go, the more sometimes it gets lost. Great-grandparents. And I'm sorry if I'm not writing in the circles. And who would come on this next circle that's out here?
Your children.
That's right. So sometime, no, if we're lucky, you will grow old and you'll have that choice to have a child or children, and these will be your children right here. And you can keep going out, right? And the me generation would be the me, you. Do you have sisters and brothers? Some of you do, some of you don't. That would be, you can add sisters and brothers here. So you could put parents, and these would be called aunts and uncles, right? And we could keep going like that. The other thing I want us to think about is on you as you go, this is the circle that you're in. And your parents, how many parents do you have?
2.
two. So this would
I have
be
four.
like mom and dad. And some of us might have more than two parents. Some of us
The parents.
could be adopted. Some of us might have step parents. Those could all be added in. You might have more than two. How many grandparents do you have?
I don't know.
Well, let's think about that. My mom has two parents, and my dad would have two parents, right? And how many great grandparents would I have?
7. 2.
Let's see, I have 4 grandparents, and they all have 2. So I have 2. You 4 stand up. There's my 4 grandparents. Stand up. Stand up, grandparents. And 4 people stand up. I was just thinking this row. If you want to be there, Leah, and Peter could stand up.
I'm a grandparent.
And you're my grandparent. And you both have a mom and a dad, right? All of you have a mom and a dad. Well, wait a minute. Leah has a mom and a dad, so raise your hand up for a mom and a dad. So my grandfather, but he has 2 parents.
It's 9.
And Peter's my grandfather, but he has 2 grandparents. He has 2 parents. Leah's my grandmother, but she has 2 parents. Peyton is my grandmother, but she has 2 parents. So how many great grandparents do I have?
6.
I have 8 great grandparents, just great grandparents. Now, this is the start of a long process. This is not going to be over today. All of you and your brothers and sisters know Uzinki as it exists today. Like Isaiah's mom grew up in Uzinki, but your dad didn't. So he has another story to add to this. But first it's pure knowledge about family knowledge. The other question is community knowledge, village knowledge. So we're going to try to come up with key questions about Uzinki and about your family. The other day when Matthew's great-grandmother passed away, he was really sad because he didn't know, he wanted to know more about her and now she was gone. He wanted pictures of her, and now she's gone. So we're going to try to connect this dot because the older people that we take for granted now are not always going to be here. We're in Uzinki school, but have we always been in this building? No, to the best of my knowledge, before 1970s, we were in what the city offices are. And some of your grandparents might have gone to that school. The roads that we walk around on have changed over time. People didn't always have roads here. There were just paths for a long time.
Yeah.
How they got their mail. We didn't always have airplanes. The first airplanes coming to Uzinki were probably in the 1950s, maybe 1960s. Before that, how did mail get? There was a post office, but how did the mail get?
By boat.
In a boat.
By snail.
In a mailboat. In a mailboat.
By snail.
The stories that we know and take for granted are going to be different, and so we're going to be looking at that. We'll be looking at ourselves and trying to find our place and talk about what it's like for us, what we like to do, what do we do for fun, who our friends are, where we go to school, what our favorite things are. And we'll kind of go back and ask other generations some of the same things and try to find out more about where we live and how things are the same and they're different. We've been working on this for a long time. So they're going to hang these around the room and we're going to keep referring to them. And we'll take them home and fill in information from home. Would you like them to call my rings, my circles, or my hoops? No, this outer ring is your ring. So what are you going to write in there? Your name. Or just put your name in there. On the outside of that, you can put all your brothers and sisters. But I'm trying to go slow.
You can't see it.
You see it?
What's brother's name?
Robert, can you see it?
So you write Jackson. Then you're gonna bring this home and ask your parents. They're the people that are.
L.
Me. Oh, who comes before me? My mom, and this would be my dad. My parents. Okay, I lost it already. Go back.
Riley, what are you doing?
Let's go back in time. I'm gonna put Ray.
Who does B stand for?
Brother.
Ray.
Brother? And who are your parents?
Mom, dad.
There.
And I got my mama and my dad and my grandma and my papa and my great
What's your
grandma
question?
Yeah.
and great.
Do you have brothers?
Cole and Kylie.
And then Peta?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Sex?
You gonna put another B for brother?
What are you gonna use?
Or do you wanna drop Peta?
Just ask. Section group? Well, okay.
Now what do you have like for your family?
But we can keep going back further.
I have
And some of you might be
I
able
have
to go
me
back
and my
pretty
sister,
far.
my brother,
Others
my
might not
my
be yet.
How do you spell grandparents?
Yeah.
My great grandparents, my grandparents.
Good job.
I'll put it on the card.
What do you have, Dakota?
Great grandparents, great grandparents,
Grandfather and
great
grandpa.
Can you
grandparents.
show me what you have?
So some of us can go back pretty far. Okay, as I said, we're going to be doing this over a period of several weeks. Find out about your family. You're going to find out about your village, possibly other places.
Nice.
And we'll find how our village has changed over time. How, where, isn't, it's gonna be neat to find out where your roots are. Further back you go, it's gonna be harder and harder to find that information. So I know we should be able to go back thousands of years, but we're not gonna be able to. We're not gonna be able to find it. You can ask, you can dig in. I want to be interested to know how far back you go. But when you're gonna get to a certain point where they want to know that.
Wait, I'm gonna have to ask around.
Yeah, you're gonna have to ask your mom and dad about their mom and dad, and if they're alive, so you're able to talk to them.
I have to ask about.
Fill it in. And you have to find out, you just can't find any more information.
I'll look in my laptop. I did 7 years.